Oh, I like that it does that though.
Yeah, you get a heads up. So today's guest has been with the university since 2009. She was recently named one of Charlotte Business Journal's 40 under 40 for the year 2020. So today we have Dr. Janaka Lewis. Yay, cute applause.
Yay.
So
Pom
Jan
poms.
Janica, you want to tell us a little bit about what 40 under 40 is and then what it means to you personally and professionally?
Yes. So last year, I guess when I was 38, because I turned 39 during the pandemic, um, someone from community relations reached out and said, we want to nominate you for 40 under 40. Can you send more information about what you do in the community? And I did that and I didn't think anything about it, but then I got a note saying like, you were nominated, but you're not the top 40 under 40 or something like that. And I was like, all right, cool. And so this year,
42? Were you number
it just,
42 then?
apparently, I don't know, but then I didn't think anything about it. And then last week I got an email saying you've been selected for top 40 under 40. And so I guess I was like, oh, well, maybe somebody nominated me again. I didn't think about it. But it's 40 people in the Charlotte area under 40 who are doing things in the community or in business or in education daily. And when I looked at the list, first I had to verify it because it said something will be announced later in the afternoon. And I was like, well, okay, well, I'll wait and I'll look. And I looked at the list and I was like, oh, I know a couple other people. And Coach Healy from football was one. And I was like, that's really exciting. And then another alum that I knew. And then I got a note that I think 3 alum are on the list. So there's a good little group. But it's something fun and definitely a nice recognition. And I think it's something to keep up the spirit of Charlotte, especially right now. So we're asked to take a series of selfies doing different things around Charlotte. So at a favorite place, and I went over the weekend to the boardwalk near campus and just took random selfies out there. Something you like to do at work. I did that one this morning, which I'll have to redo because I like to walk around campus. I think campus is beautiful, but I'm like taking pictures of me walking and it's just like my face sweating. So I'm like, that's not really representative of anything. So I'll have to redo that. And then others are do your favorite pastime. And so I want to take a picture reading, and I know that a lot of the libraries aren't open, but I used to love going to the public library as a kid. And so that was one of my favorites. But I can take a picture reading anywhere except my office because I don't love to read in my office. So,
That's
yeah.
fantastic.
And there's a virtual ceremony October 8th, and I don't know yet what that involves, but I'm thinking of ways. I know there's usually a talent show, which I'm glad there's not a live talent show, but I'm thinking of, what the virtual reception might involve and riding in on a mechanical giraffe, as I suggested to Paula Connolly for the Bank of America Award.
That's fantastic. So Paula should do that. And I saw that there's a talent show associated with this. And I wondered, does that mean you're supposed to come up with a talent? So you've
I
already.
don't have any instructions. I used to play the flute. No one would want to hear me play that. I played the piano. I can still read music, but I was in a rap group when I was in high school. So I think maybe if asked to do a talent, I might write something to perform.
So a Janaka Lewis original.
Yes, I was Lady J of Mass Confusion, Confusion with a Z, up through 12th grade. And then I moved on from that. But,
That's awesome.
I might bring back that.
You want to give our viewers a taste of that right
No,
now?
probably not. No, I would I'd have
Okay.
to write it first.
Okay. All right. Well, you can do something that someone else has written.
I could.
Good.
I
But no,
could. Next episode.
next. Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
Mhm.
I'll save it. A little taster, a teaser for next time. So, what have you been doing during this pandemic? How have you been managing the good and the
I
bad?
have embraced the chaos that is like all the pieces of life in the same space. So when we all came home in March and we were literally, in the house for 3 months, pretty much just there are like making sure we had groceries and the kids were trying to learn and they were in school until early June. And it just felt like, what is this? But knowing like we were trying to stay safe, we were checking on relatives, etc. After about May, we would like go on walks, we would, do things locally, but I reached out to people in the area and then family. And so connections were really good then. One of the examples was Dr. Sandy Goban and I reconnected. And I was like, are you all right? You okay? And she was like, hey, just would like some produce. And I was, produce shopping. So we connected over produce. And so, we've stayed connected. But I mean, just having the kids in school, having, both of us working at home. But I wrote a lot. I think it was just like not knowing how to process and what to do. And I taught summer one, and I wrote every week with the students. Like when they had something to do, I had something to do. That's actually where the medium pieces came in, because we were just thinking about like so many things. And I was just like, I have to write by Friday. I have to. So I did 5 pieces then, and then also worked on the Black Girlhood book. Because it was just like I had this like energy and I want to be, doing things and connecting. And so, yeah, and still trying to process everything from one place. I did, go to went to NAACP March in Charlotte, and another local event, socially distanced in response to everything that was going on with the anti-Black violence. And so it was just trying to process, trying to make sure, kids were doing what they were supposed to be doing, creating educational opportunities. A lot of communities were doing pods, and like that's not necessarily an option in person, but making networks I know available to other people. So that was another project that Daryl and I and another family worked on, a referral network of educational services. And so he's been mainly the point person on that, but I'm like an educational services representative because I am also a parent and I'm also educating kids at home. And so all the things, that's what I've been doing.
All the things in their complicated ways. You were telling me to that end about your pre-Charlotte Talks appearance yesterday.
Yeah. So yeah, what do you do when you wake up and the internet's down because of the storm and 2 kids have to go to school? A partner has to do SOAR, and I was doing the interviews. So we're like, we're going to campus. And so we went to campus and we spread out and, spent some time there, and then we left. And so I'm glad that's an option. But really thinking about all the things that are needed, to be like successful, not even thinking about like productive, right? But just to do the things that we need to still do every day.
Just managing it all.
Mm-hmm.
All the different layers and the different components of our lives that overlap in weird ways now.
Mm-hmm. Like lunchtime. Like I don't have a set lunchtime, but the kids have lunch from 12 to 12:45. So I'm like, well, I had a lunch from 12 to 12:45. That's what I'm doing. And they're back on. But I have a new saying, they say like sleep when the baby sleeps.
Yeah.
Work when the kids are on Zoom meetings.
And hope that the internet doesn't go down.
Exactly. But if I'm writing, then, maybe I'm not like surfing things and yeah.
But do you have a bandwidth issue at your house?
No, usually we're good. But yesterday things were just out and it was back by early afternoon. But,
Well, you're amazing, and you're wearing a million hats. I know 2 of them are university, at least 2 of them are university related, because you're not only the director of Women's and Gender Studies, but you just started as the director of the Center for the Study of the New South.
Yes, and we are partnering on garden initiatives. The garden is doing crops that are based in Carolinas, and so they're launching that this fall, and we're doing talks that are based on crops from the garden. So that's fall with the center. And then spring, we're doing a collaborative initiative. We're looking at race, gender, and health in the South.
Wow.
Between the center, Women's and Gender Studies. And because, we're always thinking about narratives. So English is.
That's very cool. That's very cool. Well, we should talk because I know somebody in South Carolina who's been doing a lot of work in recuperating crops that had been lost,
that's cool.
Including crops that were like seeds and things that were brought by slaves. And
I
then
wonder if that's the person. It might be the person who is doing the talk. We'll talk.
might be, we should talk.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're amazing. Your Charlotte Talks interview was amazing, and thank you for being here. You kind of epitomize optimism and good news.
I just laugh because I'm like, this is crazy, and I will say that like this. I'll be like, this is like it's nuts, like whatever.
Yeah, that's such a great attitude though, because we can't change what's happening, so you might as well we embrace it.
Yep.
The change of it all. All right, thank you, Janaka. And
Thank you.
Yeah, have a good one. I hope your internet stays up now.
It'll be good. We're on it. We talk to Spectrum. They're like, this will not happen again. That's not what they said.
It will never happen.
That storm though, did you get the storm?
We did.
Thunder was literally rolling, and I had just written about Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry, and I heard it. It was like this surreal moment because I had actually just
the storm. You did that.
Thank you, Jill.
Thank you, Janaka. And thanks for being great.
See you.